Thanks for joining us at Right On Replicas, where we're proud to bring you the best scale model kit reviews on the planet. This review covers the vintage Aluma-Coupe by Boyd. It's a 1/24 scale kit from Testors, number 5202. It's a quick builder slammer kit that was released in 1994, but they're still available at a pretty good price point on any of the online auctions. Now the kit has 38 pieces molded in yellow and chrome with soft vinyl tires and sticker graphics. It also comes with blacked out windows because there's no interior, and Tester also offered this model in a full detail kit as well. But this was a real show car designed by Boyd Coddington at a reported cost of $220,000, which was a lot of money at the time. And it featured an all-aluminum body, retractable license plates when parked, a rear-mounted turbocharged engine, and 40 coats of bright yellow lacquer. When assembled, the model is 6.5 inches long, 3.5 inches wide, and 2 inches high. Oh, say, Newt, come on out from around the glass here, and what's on your mind?
Whoa, I like this one. It reminds me of the Prowler.
Yeah, I think so too. The designer, Boyd Coddington, was way ahead of his time. He built some awesome retro cars and futuristic ones as well. And I think he was going for a modern hot rod look here with the Aluma-Coupe.
This is one of those slammer models, right?
Correct you are, and this is an out-of-the-box slammer kit too. These kits are great as slump busters and to get new builders into the hobby without any difficulty. Well, here's my review, we'll call it my open box review, because this is what I saw when I opened the box. And here are the contents of the kit, and you can see it's pretty basic. There's a body, some blacked out windows, and some chrome pieces. Oh, and a few tires. And you can build this in just an evening if you like. But I suggest you use some glue if you see some of the gaps or creases that you want to tighten up. And even so, we'll be using, some cements along the way, but please follow the manufacturer's safety and use guidelines when you see or hear any products in the review. Now, go ahead and locate the basic parts to the body here for the first stage. And these parts are practically free of mold lines because most of the molding was done, of course, on the edges instead of for parting line seams. But there's hardly anything in the way of a sink mark either because it was a very easy to mold piece. So the flash is very non-existent for my sample, and the only complaint was that the door panel lines were a little light, and they need to be maybe enhanced a bit with the backside of an X-Acto blade or a scribing tool. Now the seam where the left and the right body halves go together, that should be filled now. You'll only see that at the bottom of the grill and the back panel piece there, but once filled, you can assemble the body and then give it a light sanding and then prime it inside and out with a good primer. When the primer had dried, I gave it a few coats of Primrose Yellow, which was just a mix that I put together, and also a coating of clear with a little bit of gold in it to give it so that pearlescent look that the Aluma-Coupe has. Now, like I said, the seam on the body only shows in a couple small places, and the front and rear grille covers most of that anyway. And so if a beginner didn't want to do it, I don't think it would be an issue so much because it's barely visible. So here are the window glass, and it is molded in black, an opaque black. They've got a nice gloss to them, but the back window just needs a little bit of detailing with some silver at the lower edge of the rear glass part. That's number 34, and it looks like some kind of a duct or an intake there. The windows can be installed now, as you see here. They can snap in, or you can use a little cement on them on the edges on the inside to keep them in place. The side windows are okay, but the windshield itself seemed to be a little wide and not actually tall enough. So it didn't fit exactly well, but it's not too bad. So put those into place right now. Here are the front and rear grille panels, and they've had some black wash painted to the recesses there, and just wipe off the chrome on the highlights there to give it that grille look with some depth. Looking at some pictures of the real car, it seemed to me that the suspension parts were just raw aluminum. They weren't really polished or chrome plated, so the chrome parts for the suspension I painted with some flat aluminum. So go ahead and place the lower A-arms here into the receivers on the body, and make sure that they are parallel to the ground, especially if you glue them into position. And here's the completed front suspension. Go ahead and put the A-arms, the upper A-arms through there, and then the spindles in between, and attach the tie rod to that, and let that set. Now, the spindles can be posed in a steerable fashion, but if you glue them, of course, you want to glue them straight ahead so that you can't change them once they're glued into place. Install the rear suspension axle and spindles. Very simple. Just thread that through the opening and glue those into place for stability. Now the front and rear tires are different sizes, so make sure that you get the right ones in the right positions, and of course the rear ones are wider. But also take note that the tires have directional tread, so take a good look at the instructions there. Basically, if it's coming at you, the V's will point down towards the front to the ground, and that's how they are installed on the front and rear. There's also some pretty nice detail on the brakes and calipers here, so go ahead and follow the instructions, as they're very easy to use, and then you can tell how these should be assembled and to which wheel. One thing I noticed was that the rear wheels here, the wheels in general, are not really a snap fit on. They really pretty much need to be glued into position. They won't roll, but that's okay. It won't come off of your shelf then. So the brake calipers should be located at the on the rear on both sides, as you see the caliper there as chrome on the rear of the tire. The front tire and brake calipers are in the similar position at the rear, and the spindle has a flat area. It's keyed a D key on it in order to locate the caliper in the correct place. These are not water slide decals. They're pressure sensitive stickers, so if you choose to use those for the accents, etc., then you can go ahead and put those into place now. And of course, it even has a Testors and Boyd's license plate if you want to use that with the license plate in the extended position. Well, there you have it. This easy to assemble small part count kit is a great little slump buster, and with some supervision could be an excellent choice for a first model car for a youngster. So don't hesitate to take a look for one of these, because when you have guests come over and they've got little ones, it gives them something to do when they can put together a model like this. And it comes molded in color, so they don't even really have to paint it. But if you want to, it is ripe for certainly some customizing and some detailing. But don't forget, they also offer a detailed glue kit with an engine and interior. So take a look for one of these. Testors no longer makes model cars, but they're still out there on the market. And if I were you, I'd buy one and put it on my shelf. Well, we hope you like this premium step-by-step scale model kit review, and so that you don't miss any more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can do that by clicking on the icon in the lower right of any of our reviews. You can find us on Facebook and also our website, rightonreplicas.com. Thanks!